Okay, let's get the meeting started. 7 miles down, 6:20 a.m.
Happening right now is health and safety and frankly well-being are now becoming a critical part of the employee experience.
We're about halfway through Q4. We have the holidays coming up. So if you're sitting there saying, I had these big goals going into the quarter and you're not there yet, or maybe you've already achieved your target like I have, I'm like 250% of quota. I've locked in my promotion as I've shared with you guys, and I used to get complacent. I used to take my foot off the gas and say, I'm good, I'm happy where I'm at, I'm gonna contract and I'm gonna play defensive and I'm just gonna enjoy myself. I've now flipped that on its head and say, in order for me to reach my potential, I have to be on the attack. I have to be ultra aggressive. 7:32 a.m. we're getting the day started. Always start out by writing down your goals on a piece of paper. If you don't have a target, you don't know what you're working towards. On a side note, I was just filling out my water bottle, and for some reason, I'm feeling a little primal today. I'm gonna roll up the sleeves a little bit. We're gonna get dirty. We're gonna make some calls. We're gonna get rejected. We're gonna set some meetings. We're gonna generate some pipeline. Hopefully we're gonna close some deals. Let's get after it today, guys. Let's get back to the basics. Okay, let's get the meeting started. Walking over to you guys right now. We are in the conference room right now. If you're currently in software sales or looking to get in software sales, make sure to leave a like on this video now. We are talking about a beginner's guide to a career working in software sales. I've spent the last 3.5 years of my career right out of college starting in software sales. I've been promoted 4 times, and I'm gonna talk about a direct sales path, a leadership path, and some other supporting departments that if you ask yourself, is sales for me? And it's not, there's some other paths that you still can work in software sales where you will not have a quota. Let's get on the whiteboard right now. We're gonna do a little bit of color coding today. So we're gonna start with the purple. So in software sales, you start as an SDR. Software sales, software is SaaS, software as a service. Primarily, you sell B2B. You, of course, can do B2C, business to business, business to consumer or customer. I do B2B because that's where the big money is at. You're selling large value contracts to other organizations looking to purchase a software to help them, to make them look good, to improve their business. And that's why there's so much complexity to it. It's not easy. It's quite competitive, and that's why you can make a ton of money. So I'm gonna outline some of the expected earnings at each role. Position number 1, SDR. Everyone starts as an SDR in software sales or a BDR, and it stands for Sales Development Representative or Business Development Representative. This may seem quite repetitive to some of you guys or super basic, but this is a beginner's guide, and we're gonna get pretty complex and nuanced with some of the potential career paths. You'll start as an SDR. The smaller the organization, the quicker they're gonna want you to become a revenue producing rep. So if it's a small startup or this is arbitrary, 500 employees, you'll probably be an SDR for anywhere from 3 to 9 months. If you're at a larger organization like mine or more reputable brands with a great training program, you'll be an SDR for longer, which there are trade-offs and drawbacks to that. One, the longer you're an SDR, the more prepared you'll be to be an account executive. If you reach an account executive before you've mastered prospecting, pipeline generation, you're probably gonna struggle. So if you're being given jobs for like account executive that have these big on-target earnings numbers and you don't know how to prospect, you're never gonna come close to that number. So you'll be an SDR for anywhere from 12 to 24 months at a larger, more established organization. I was an SDR for 2 years. My first year as an SDR, I made 50 grand. I promoted 2 times in the SDR organization. So an SDR 1 to an SDR 2 to an SDR 3. That's how we tiered at my company. And I eventually made over 100 grand as an SDR 3. So it can be quite lucrative to get paid and be trained and learn how to sell in the process. That's the best part about working at a great company. You'll get paid to learn and you'll make a lot of money in the process. As you master sales development representative life, you'll then promote up to an account executive. AE, right there. Account executives generate revenue for the business. I'm currently an account executive. I've promoted twice since becoming an account executive, one of the fastest to do it. My on-target earnings and my expected annual income is right at about $200,000. I'm age 26, so just to put it in perspective, I started at 22 as an SDR. I was like late 22. Now I'm early, young 26. And you can just see the income earning potential there. As an account executive, you are actually working deals. You're still generating pipeline, you are still prospecting, but you're working the full sales cycle. You're doing discovery, you're doing demos, you're doing negotiation, contract negotiation, whatever it takes to win deals and close revenue. That is solely what you're responsible for, closing revenue, and that's why you can make a lot more money. A lot of organizations tier account executives, meaning you can get to high levels, you can get to low levels, and eventually when you reach a certain mark of experience or moving up the promotion ladder, you'll become an enterprise, E-N-T, an enterprise account executive. Enterprise, and we'll move the camera a little bit, enterprise account executives are where the big money's at. At my company, enterprise account executives work companies that are greater than $5 billion in revenue. So think about a company that has $5 billion in revenue. If they spend 0.5% on IT spend, and that's your software solution, that's a lot of potential spend and a lot of money for you to make. As an enterprise account executive, you have really high quotas, and that's why you can make a lot of money. The average enterprise account executive at my company makes between $225,000 and $450,000 annually. So it's a lot of money, and ultimately, this is where you could take your entire career. This chain right here in software sales, that could be your entire career, because the highest level enterprise reps can make multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars. The alternative that you may want to consider is leadership, and that's what we'll use the red marker for. As an SDR, let's say you're a high-performing SDR, you may eventually become a pod lead or an SDR manager. We're just going to put, we're going to erase that and put L for leader. You can become a leader for SDRs. You can become an SDR leader, as you can see right there. Essentially, you're managing a team of SDRs. A lot of people love to do that, and that's absolutely a viable career path. You also can become a leader for account executives. L, leader for account executives. And you also, of course, as you're thinking, can become a leader for enterprise account executives. So you can go into leadership at any point, so long as you show high aptitude, leadership capability as a rep, the ability to perform. And if you become a leader for any of these organizations, you'll ultimately be a sales manager where you have a team of reps. You'll have a team of AEs, you'll have a team of enterprise reps, and you're a frontline leader. As we think about why would someone want to take a path in leadership, number one, you don't have a direct quota, but you're responsible for a team quota. So it's a whole new level of stakes. But if you can really perform well as a team and show great leadership skills, you can promote up to a second line leader. And that's where you can become a VP. VP of sales right there. That's really the holy grail in a way of leadership. You're becoming a second and a third line leader. So you're leading leaders. A VP leads a team of leaders, and the leaders lead the reps. And that's really one of the highest levels, VP of sales. The highest leadership role in sales is CRO. CRO stands for Chief Revenue Officer. This is C-level. They're reporting directly to the CEO, and that's the highest level you can reach in the sales organization, guys, unless you become the CEO or COO, which is absolutely possible. And a path in sales is actually one of the best ways to make it to leadership. What are alternative career paths? If you're still with me and you don't want to go in sales, but you want to work in software sales technology, you could be an engineer, which I'm not going to sit here and act like I know anything about that, so we're not going to talk about that. A lot of people get in sales and recognize that sales isn't for them, so they either do a lateral move to marketing, customer success, and we'll break these down. So marketing, you're doing marketing stuff. You're putting out webinars, you're making content, you're trying to generate leads to create pipeline. Customer success is responsible for essentially renewal rate of customers. You're working with customers, You of course want to expand in existing customers, so you somewhat have a quota, but it's not a direct quota. It's a lot less pressure than being a rep. You could also go to a technology specialist. There's a lot of different terms for these guys, and essentially you specialize in doing demos. So you could be a technology specialist, or you could go to sales operations. A lot of people love sales operations. Maybe you're running the incentives program. Maybe you're helping put together books for reps. So there's a lot of roles that are available if you want to work in software sales but not directly in sales. This is the career path. SDR, account executive, enterprise rep. At any point you can go leadership, and then that's the path up with leadership. Reps tend to make a little bit more than leaders, but leaders get more equity. And if you can make it up to the high levels of leadership, they're generally probably making more than reps, I would have to imagine. So that's a complete guide to a career in software sales. Easy enough. You could start right out of college at 20, work your way up to age 60, one company, move your way up the ladder, become the CRO, make $1 million or $2 million a year for a couple years, and that's a career. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel. We got to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So share this video with a friend who's in software sales. Let me know how I can help you. Reach out to me on LinkedIn, connect with me, let's join networks. And of course, drop a comment down below for the algorithm, or if you just want to say what's up. See you guys in the next video. Bye.